Hi, I'm Missy, and thanks for following my midlife gap year. When I left my job, I thought it would be liberating. 2 months into my gap year, it is, but not always the way I expected. Sometimes it feels a bit strange, awkward. My first month into my midlife gap year, I was in Ohio with my mom. Every day had a bit of a rhythm with her errands, her doctor's appointments, us spending time together, whether that was lunch or walks or whatever, but quality time. So it had that structure similar to the way work would, but in the best ways possible. It gave me meaning and purpose to my life, and what I was doing was the right thing. When I came back home after being in Ohio for 3 to 4 weeks, there suddenly wasn't a schedule, just a to-do list that I created for myself. I was busy, but not grounded. So it's a bit of a different kind of motion. And I think that's partially why then I said, oh, let's go on a road trip. And then that also gave me something to plan. I hit the road for about 2 weeks. I was hiking, sightseeing, reflecting, just being. There was a little bit of a schedule in the sense of I at least had to check out, or I had someplace I wanted to go hike, I had to get to my next destination. So there was some sort of a schedule or plan in there. At one point, I caught up with a friend who had retired a couple years ago and was able to enjoy that and take a look at what maybe my life will look at in a few more years. And so that was fun too. That also gave me, again, structure, adding that rhythm back. Now that I'm home again for a couple weeks, I've noticed something unexpected. So I've been moving, going, rushing around this whole time. Now I don't have all of those things. So there's this guilt that I'm feeling about not rushing around all the time. It's like if I'm not racing from one thing to the next, I'm doing something wrong. Some days I even have caught myself trying to force myself into a structure, and then I have to remind myself, like, why are you doing this? I think that's just one of those things when your whole life has been spent leading teams, managing projects, consistently tied to deadlines. You don't realize how much of your life is structured until there's no one expecting you to show up. You're just doing this for yourself. One of my biggest reflections has been, when you think about it, everybody talks about finding yourself when you're in your 20s, but nobody talks about refinding yourself when you're in your 50s. And part of the reason why I'm documenting this and decided to create my Midlife Gap Year channel was because I went to YouTube to find people who were doing what I'm doing, people my age figuring it out in real time, and I didn't find much, if anything. So I can't imagine that I'm the only person out there doing this. Maybe I am, but I thought maybe what I'm doing would be helpful for somebody else. So maybe part of what I'm doing here is creating the thing that I wish I could have watched. So yeah, freedom feels different than I expected. It's not loud or dramatic. It can be quiet, reflective, sometimes uncomfortable. but it's honest. And I think that's the best kind of freedom that there is. And I'm learning to and trying to go ahead first and enjoy this time and this opportunity.